Maverick traders, welcome out to your currency recap for September 18th. It's nice to be here with you. Let's get to it. We always go through the markets with a look at the major markets and work our way down. So what's moving in commodities? Where is money rotating? Is there anything that's impacting that? And right now we've seen oil prices really strong, which has helped the Canadian dollar, a currency we're going to focus on today. Current market analysis, is there anything major happening in the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and such? And then finally, we'll update setups, what we think makes sense on the bullish or bearish side of things. All right, so let's take a look at the markets here. As far as velocity scores, there's not a lot moving. The Canadian dollar clearly stronger. Crypto has bounced back. They kind of formed an exhaustion low a week or so ago. It looked like they might start to break down, and instead they kind of exhausted it all in one day and have been bouncing back since. Not much happening in currency land. Again, nothing with a lot of velocity. And you'll see that in the numbers. As we look at today, there just wasn't a lot there. Markets were basically flat across the board. So as we look at the news of the day, crypto markets bouncing back since last week's big decline a week or so ago. Oil prices continue to rally, and this has been an ongoing story. The energy markets remain strong, and then my belief, precious metals are on the cusp of this bearish to bullish reversal, that we're going to continue to see inflows of capital into the gold and silver markets, and that's an area of interest. So as we look at currency land, there just really wasn't anything moving. The biggest price moves at 0.17%, not even a quarter of a percent move across the board. Really not much to add there. CAD has been stronger as oil continues to be strong. We saw more of that today. Oil up about 1%, gold up 0.5%, crypto up a couple of percent. Equity markets sideways on the day. And then if we dig into crypto a little bit closer, you can see that Bitcoin Cash outperformed at 3.5 and Litecoin. So the more speculative of the cryptos actually trading better. Bitcoin and Ethereum just shy of 1% gain. So kind of a rush into the more speculative cryptocurrencies for today. As we look at equities, there's just not slightly bearish, I would call it, but really we're in a neutral pattern. We're trading back and forth above and below the moving averages. The slope of the moving averages is sideways, so we're giving it just a slight bearish -1, but really we're in a consolidative mode. And if we look at that chart a little more closely, you can see it. We're in a series of lower highs and higher lows, and that's a symmetrical triangle. This is called a volatility compression pattern, where basically it's just bouncing in between, and it's a dangerous price pattern because a lot of people will worry, well, here they might get too bullish because they think we're about to go up, and then here they jump back to bearish and then back to bullish, and you don't want to be buying high, selling low. That's a big problem. So as you look at the markets, we've done a pretty good job the last few weeks of calling it what it is. These moving averages are sloping sideways. We are in a trendless environment. This is not a time to jump on the bandwagon and try to expect too much. Now, that will come to an end once you break out, and it could break either way, but right now we're still in that consolidative mode. So what might be the catalyst to get us moving? Well, it could be Wednesday. Wednesday is the Fed meeting. The Fed is on hold. They're not going to raise rates this meeting. I think the market's very clear on that point. They're going to keep the Fed funds rate at 5.5%. But the statement, will they give guidance of future rate hikes, and will they say they're done and expected to hold? I don't think so. I think they see that CPI has ticked back up. The year-over-year CPI number went back up to 3.6%. and just last week, that is 1.6% above their target. They realize that they can't really signal all clear that price stability is still a bit of an issue, and I think we'll see them very clear on that point and emphasize that point in the statement. So the markets may not like that potentially. You've got the Swiss National Bank on Thursday morning, basically early morning. You've got the Bank of England out. You've got some real central bank meetings there, as you can see. We've got the Bank of Japan with their own policy statement. So you've got 4 major central bank meetings. We will be trading the Fed meeting live on Wednesday with our traders, so come and join us. Now, some possible trades. As we said, currencies aren't moving much, but if you're going to look at somewhere, this is a daily chart of the CAD, and we've come back up to the prior highs, and it looks a little like a favorite pattern of mine, the cup, but we haven't formed the handle. So what I would love to see, I don't know if it'll happen, but what I would love to see is a correction in CAD. And if you get down here and it corrects, that could be a huge opportunity to play that next wave. So look at the cup. If we pull back, it handles, and that gives you an opportunity. And it's probably right here around those levels in the CAD chart. If you've got your charts where the CAD is lined up against every currency, these are our Maverick proprietary way of doing things, you'd be looking at that level to get long CAD for the next trade. Also, I'm a fan of precious metals. I think we're in a bearish to bullish reversal pattern. We've seen gold miners, which are the more high beta, high vol play, start to outperform the metal, which is a good sign. And I suspect there may be more upside coming still. So I think gold, silver, we've got to check back. They've recently set higher lows in the gold prices. I think we're going to have a run here for a while where precious metals outperform. That's the way I see it. So I'd continue to look at gold, silver, some of those precious metal areas as a potential trade. That should help the commodity trade if you're in currency land. So as we said, we're going to play the FOMC live. We're going to be there Wednesday, and that will be on the 20th. The rest of the week, we'll be sending out our market updates. We'll be talking about positions, relative strength, relative weakness, all the different ideas that we can find. And as always, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.